Hi, Sagittarius. It's Heidi. I've come to stir the sauce. Sag, we're looking at weekend energy, and it's kind of like really interesting and feels kind of specific for someone. But I digress. As much as they are general readings, we never know who exactly these readings are for, so let's get to it. If this is your first time here, this is a Sagittarius channel. And we're just doing, weekend energy, what you may be feeling, experiencing over this weekend. It does feel like there's a lot of thinking energy going on. It really does. So if you're interested in personal readings, please check out the link in my description. I do some extended readings, which I very much appreciate people showing up for. I don't do extendeds for all the readings, just where I feel like there's more information. So let's get to it. Okay. Sag. Okay, so first of all, I feel like there's a lot going on about your path forward, and what that's really involving for everyone is because we have a new moon coming up. I think it's Saturday or Sunday, the 17th. And it's really about manifesting and communication, whatever, because it's in Gemini, right? So Sagittarius will feel really affected by it because it's a mutable sign. All mutable signs will feel affected by this energy. And I feel like this is about moving forward for Sagittarius. But I also feel like there's some difficult energy in here. And I kind of was feeling last night, not kind of, I really mean it. I was feeling last night like kind of we've been going through this purging energy, right? So there may be some shadow work going on. And what shadow work entails is you're thinking about and working out some difficult things so that you can move forward. So it kind of is bringing things to a close, particularly in what's holding you back, what you're no longer going to hold on to, and this really does have to do with new energies for people. So, the influences, the temple path, woman holding a heart, and the world card. That's a big energy of moving forward. It's a big energy of being on the right path. And the temple path kind of tells you that you are on the right path, but you're also receiving assistance. The woman holding a heart tends to deal with someone, it can be a female that you care about, uh, who is helping you to move forward. Maybe it's helping you make a plan, because with the world here, we're definitely seeing the moon, so the moon will really be affecting. But the world represents, in a way, the full moon. So there's definitely things we're leaving behind. So this is really about the plan. Actually, it really is. And so I do feel as if you're making a plan moving forward, right? So, in terms of the temple path, what's affecting that is, dealing with letting some things go. Heartbreak and hammers here, right? So, I mean, there may have been some pain or some loss here that you've been dealing with. And, also I feel the energy of accepting your part in things. So you really may be feeling that energy. So I don't feel like I feel like there was something that you worked on, but at the end of the day, this has made you really look at yourself, and karmic relationship is here, like resentments and triggers, which is, I feel like this is about forgiveness. And I was really thinking this morning and doing research. I even shared it on TikTok about resentment. So usually when these things happen, when we have these feelings, they create like a mirror of things to look at for ourselves, right? So there may be this energy of really moving into the energy of, you know, looking at yourself in these situations and moving through some forgiveness. You know, because forgiveness isn't just for the person, it's for you. And so, you know, there was a karmic lesson here. You know, maybe someone is helping you with that and pointing it out to you. Um, you know, and it is allowing for you to let go, you know, particularly when it comes to resentment. And I was seeing in this post about resentment from, you know, I think he was a psychologist or something, that a lot of times it is a mirror that shows you your own resentments. And, you know, like when you feel resentment towards other people, there's something that is reflecting you in some way. Like it's not like you're the same person as that person, but it's there for you to work through resentment. Why do you feel that about that person or what they did? You know, is that reflecting a mirror towards you? You know, because I know for myself, sometimes I have, you know, carried resentment over my feelings not being recognized, not being respected, and that's really a me thing. You know, if someone doesn't respect your feelings, then if you keep, you know, engaging with that person or keep being mad at that person or carrying that energy about that person, in some way you didn't value yourself in that, you know? Just saying. Just saying. And so, I mean, there is this successful energy of moving forward, right? Moving on to a new cycle, but there's definitely something about letting some things go. And really what this is leading towards is so much healing, because it is allowing for you to stop a pattern here. You know, so this is really beautiful. This is really beautiful, Sag. So your energy is are really showing up as the Queen of Wands. So that's a really great energy, which it is really moving forward. It is, you know, it is our energy. It's being unstoppable. It's being confident about new things. And, you know, with the High Priestess, you've kind of known, like maybe you've known that there have been things that you've needed to do here in order to do that. And I feel like you felt like someone was coming on this journey with you. And but I feel like it's even deeper. It's like this energy of there were people that you thought really got you, really understood you, really were with you on this, and it turned out that they weren't. You know, because it can be really lonely when you figure out that you've got to go on this path by yourself. You know, because there we are seeing the King of Wands with the Four of Cups, right? And that's really being, you know, disappointed in someone that you thought was a lot like you thought, you know, really resonated with you and was really on your path. And you may be coming from an emotional point, but this King of Wands isn't coming from an emotional point. You know, they actually, it's really as simple with the Fool card and the Five of Wands being here. It's like really as simple as they've just chose to go in a different direction. It doesn't mean that they don't get you. It doesn't mean that they don't resonate with you or care about you or feel like you have a whole lot in common. It's just about a different direction. You know, so you may actually be taking it too hard, to be honest. But I do feel like you may be dealing with some resentment, perhaps, you know, because there's a sense that, and it could be a female that makes you realize that, brings it to your attention that the resentments that you may be feeling, like just feeling very triggered by the situation because you were coming from a hurt place, right? I know it. Like, can't we have just an easygoing weekend? But this is all about moving forward. I mean, and with Judgment and the Moon card, like, this is really, because with the moon, it's a dark night of the soul. You're still in line with your life purpose. You're still in. It's just that you thought some people would be with you on this, and they just aren't. They've just chosen a different direction, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're against you, because they're not coming from an emotional space. You may be, but they're not. And, the truth is, with Judgment, sometimes we're just leaving things behind, for something different. And, you know, you may not be clear about that right now. It doesn't mean that this person's not in your corner. And that is the thing, sometimes we move on from people. That is, and with the Three of Wands reversed, you're just not on the same journey. You maybe at one time you were, and now you're not. And it's just about acceptance, right? It's just about acceptance, and it is definitely, because there is some karma with the Judgment card, but it's just about you not understanding why this didn't work out. You really thought that it was going to, and maybe that these people or this person was going to be part of it. Like, you thought it was destiny, and now you're seeing that it's not, because it's about you moving forward. It's about you moving forward, and sometimes, we don't. Sometimes people just aren't part of our path. And that's, it's a hard lesson. And it's also telling you to, I feel like this woman holding a heart, what they might be pointing out to you is saying, it's not personal. You shouldn't take this personal. It's not about, and really kind of remind you that you might be putting too many feelings into it when it really isn't that, if it makes sense. If it makes sense. So, then we have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Like, so much Sagittarius energy. This is like just you letting that stuff go, letting go that some people aren't going to be on this path with you. You may be on this path yourself. So it's really about, changing the plan. Okay? Even though, so I feel like you will start to see that, and that it's not actually a bad thing, because we're seeing the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Cups, the Emperor, and Justice. Like, this is really about getting what you deserve. And this is about, new opportunities and opening your heart to maybe that, there are different people who are coming in, right? Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, right? The Page of Cups is opening your heart to maybe things aren't the way you thought they would be, but it's the way that you deserve it to be. And I kind of feel like this is going to bring people in who do want to be on the path that you're traveling to. They do. And so there's a big lesson here, geez, especially with the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. It's just like exactly that. I feel like you felt at one time like you were so much on the same page with this one person. And it doesn't mean that they don't understand you. It just means that they are facing and dealing and moving towards their own reality, which maybe has changed. And so, part of your resources are going to come from new people. Attracting a new circle, who are on the same page with the Three of Pentacles. I think this is so beautiful. And it's bringing such abundance to you. It's like finally you're going to find the right people who want to be on this path with you. And I feel like what might be happening is, leaving the past behind you and kind of letting go of feelings, like taking things personal. I don't think that it's actually a personal issue. Yeah, okay. Just like, I don't know if you've ever seen, how, what is there's a saying about how some people are only supposed to be here for a season. I think it's kind of that energy. And that, the universe brings people in our life to get through one process. And it doesn't mean they're your enemy when it doesn't work out. It just means that what they're supposed to do is different. And so, at one point, it it just is feeling like it was time for these people to, or this person, to leave your life because your path is changing. You both have. Wow, this is so incredible. So incredible and so deep. And I think that you'll be giving a lot of thought to your path going forward. And I think like there is someone who's going to help you to understand that. Maybe I'm helping you understand it. We don't know, do we? So what should Sagittarius focus on this weekend? But at the end of the day, I mean, you are moving towards success. The world is all about success. All about success. I feel like maybe there were specific issues you were supposed to work through with this person. But, it's just not time for you to be with them currently. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius. So what should Sagittarius focus on this weekend? Accept, wise fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Yeah, you're supposed to, think about the lessons, and that will really help you going forward. What should Sagittarius focus on? Fox. Adapt to the changes that are happening. And I feel like that might be the struggle for you, because maybe it feels like everything's changing. The way you thought things were going to go aren't going that way. And now there's going to be different people and you might feel alone. But the universe says they're with you and they want you to take a look at the lessons that you have learned and how that will help you going forward, especially when it has to do with change. Okay, Sagittarius. I hope this helps. Toodles.